What's up, SNA Assassinators? This is Super Ninja Austin back here with another video. And this is the wrestling news on December 28th, 2024, where I'm be talking about hours before the AEW World Day pay-per-view comes on, and I make a review video for that. I'm gonna be talking about the wildest and intriguing news stories and rumors that you assassinators need to know in the world of professional wrestling from the Ringside News article. And I'm and for those that are unaware, like asking me why I'm wearing orange today, because one, AEW Collision doesn't come on tonight because of the AEW pay-per-view, which is gonna be the final pay-per-view of 2024. Like, yeah, that's insane. Like, I remember when it was just like AEW Revolution. Yeah, that was the first pay-per-view when Sting had his retirement match, which I believe I made a review video on that. Yeah, I did. And I probably gave that like a 5-star review, was it? And I was like, it had a perfect ending, but you got the match of the night. Or we tied with, I would say, Swerve Strickland and Hangman Adam Page and Samoa Joe in that triple threat match for the AEW championship. But yeah, but anyways, yeah, that's the first reason. And secondly, I didn't make AEW Rampage their final episode because since it was a holiday week, I thought I might give it a night off. And don't worry, I will be making wrestling news not wrestling news, wrestling review videos like in this coming week on Monday, which is going to be the season finale for Monday Night Raw on the USA Network, and and then the week after that on January 6th, we will be seeing it move to Netflix. But yeah, but yeah, keep but yeah, like if you like, and make sure to check out my review videos after those shows. And yeah, and without any further delays, let's get started on to the news, which we're gonna start things off with AEW news, like with John Moxley invades AEW's production truck to put an end to Rampage, which that's probably, I guess, that's their best way of saying they killed off Rampage, which I think they would have generally would have done because their new deal with Warner Brothers does not include their Friday night TV show, and not a lot of people were watching it anyway, so yeah, like it was about to be like a one way or another situation. But anyway, it says right here the Rampage episode that aired on December 7th, 2020, December 27th, 2024. That episode like marked the end of the oven era. And John Moxley made sure the show went out with a bang. During the show's final segment, taped in at the the Hammerstein Ballroom, in New York City. John Moxley stormed the AEW production truck in a move that left the fans stunned. With the production team at the Mercy, Moxley cut a fiery promo hyping the upcoming World in pay-per-view event. Like he yeah he then turned his attention to Rampage itself, declaring I'm putting an end to Rampage. The AEW audience, as he ordered, the crew to cut the feed, bringing the show to an abrupt close, I guess you could say. The shocking moment, capped it off, what Anthony Khan had already announced, as the final episode of Rampage, for the foreseeable future, the show, which debuted on August 13th, 2021, delivered many memorable moments over its run, including CM Punk's historic return to the ring and a record-breaking viewership for its premiere episode. However, Rampage faced challenges in its 10 p.m. Eastern time slot, often prepped by other major sports broadcasts. Moxley declaration adds an air of mystery to AEW's programming future, while fans are unsure if Rampage is taking a temporary pause or ending for good. Moxley's emphatic emphatic send-off like endured like the show's finale will be remembered. But what you think about John Moxley in kayfabe like in the Rampage? And do you think this is like a permanent move like as they go forward, or do you think this is a temporary one, like just a part of a storyline? Which I don't think is the second part. I really think like this is their way of saying goodbye to AEW Rampage, maybe for the best. Even though I don't really I love that much stuff about John Moxley, what he's doing right now in AEW, trying to brainwash everybody by drinking his disgusting toxic water in that spray bottle. Like, eh, that probably tastes worse than antifreeze. Like, but that's a different story for a different day. But moving on to the next AEW news, to the other one, as it says right here that AEW World's End like 2024 preview confirmed matches like start time like and how to watch. It says right here like AEW World's End is the company's next major pay-per-view event, like in its shaping up to be a night full of unforgettable moments and incredible matches, keeping up with the solid quality of AEW pay-per-views. As the final pay-per-view of 2024, AEW is making sure that World's End delivers like something worthwhile, like, and it's something fans will remember. And we're gonna start things off by talking about we will be seeing the Continental Classic semifinals match first with the reigning defending Continental Champion himself, the bitch man Kazuchika Okada, taking on the one and only Rick. This is one of the best in the world. Like, well, I guess that could be like unbiasedly true, but yeah, I just don't know. Maybe it's just me, but yeah, it's that guy like in this must-win match. Ricochet wants to prove he's more than just a high flyer, but Kazuchika Okada is determined to stop him like for good. So we'll have to wait to see who will win the advance the finals. And I sure hope it's Ricochet, even though it is some fantasy thinking. But yeah, if but let's say if I'll say some might say hypothetical, which I would say maybe generally, like if if Ricochet does somehow gets a victory, like he I hope like that does happens, and yeah, he would definitely be my number one favorite wrestler on my list, like of 100 favorite wrestlers I have. Which Ricochet's probably like in the mid, somewhere middle of one of my favorite wrestlers, but that's a different video for a different day. But it says right here, but we got the other one with Will Ospreay taking on Kyle Fletcher. Will Ospreay and Kyle Fletcher faced off in and rematch in the semifinals of the Continental Classic tournament. Fletcher shocked everyone by beating Ospreay at full gear, and has been on a roll in this tournament. However, Ospreay is determined to get his revenge and finally get to the finals with their personal history. This match will be emotional, and fans can't wait to see who will win and when all is said and done. And finally, last but not least, we got the finals of the Continental Classics on who possibly could win. The winners of the semifinals will indeed meet in the finals to determine the Continental Championship. Yeah, or the Continental Classic Championship, like whether it's Kazuchika Okada or Ricochet and Will Ospreay or even Kyle Fletcher. The stakes are massively high, and the winner will definitely make history. Next off, we got AEW International Champion Konosuke Takeshita defends the championship against Powerhouse Hobbs. Konosuke Takeshita defends his international championship against the former Don Callis family member Powerhouse Hobbs in what's expected to be a hard-hitting bout. Like Hobbs, now on his own after leaving the Don Callis family, or should I say the Donald Callis family, because that's what Don could get. possibly be short for, but wants to show he's more than capable of winning on his own. Takechika's technical skills and experience will make this a very difficult fight. Like for Hobbs. Like, so it remains to be seen, like, who will prevail in the end, which I sure hope it will be Powerhouse Hobbs for multiple reasons. But I'm gonna just get to one of those, and that is because to get some sweet taste of justice, but that'll be a different video for a different day. And we got the other intriguing match. Like after that, it's none other than the TBS Championship match between the CEO Mercedes Moné taking on Kristen Statlander. Mercedes Moné and Kristen Statlander go head to head in a rematch of their incredible battle at Full Gear. Like, Statlander is determined to take back the TBS championship, but Monet, like, unbeaten streak, like in AEW, ever since she got to AEW and wrestled her first match since Double or Nothing, like ensures like she's not going to make it easy at all, which as she shouldn't. But yeah, like so, his match promises to deliver big moments, and fans are looking forward to seeing who will pick up the win at the end, which I hope who this person is will get the quarter of the justice on what the self-proclaimed born again Christian did, but that's a different story for a different time. But let's move on. We got the Dynamite Diamond rematch between MJF and Adam Cole, Bay. Well, without the Bays, of course, but again, yeah, another future instant classic, which I would say this would probably be one of my two favorite matches of the night, which I'm gonna get into probably later on tonight when I review it. But MJF defends his Dynamite Diamond ring for the sixth year in a row, like this, a time against his former friend Adam Cole at World's End. Like, the ring is a major part of MJF's identity, but Cole wants to end his reign and claim the ring for himself. Like, their history obviously makes things more interesting, and adds to his highly anticipated match, as it will likely be the end of their feud, something like that fans really want. And now we got the Tijuana Street Rosa that's going to be taking on Mariah May, for her AEW Women's World Championship. Mariah May and Thunder Rosa will finally duke it out in a brutal Tijuana street fight. As May puts her AEW Women's World Championship on the line, Rosa is at her best in these extreme no rules matches. But May has proven herself a mer, a mer a merciless champion. This fight will be personal, and fans are waiting to see who will come out on top in the end. And finally, last but not least, we got the main event probably of the night, championship match between John Moxley versus Hangman Page versus Freshly Squeezed Orange Cassidy versus Switchblade Jay White in a fatal four-way match. And it says right here that John Moxley defends his AEW World Championship. Each of them has what it takes to win, but Moxley's reign has been unstoppable so far with so many competitors. In one match, anything could happen, as there's the chance of purveyor of violence will lose his title when the dust settles. So it can easily go in a different direction than what fans think. And then also other matches that's going to be on the card, which I would say with all due respect to AEW, but it's kind of irrelevant, but I'm still going to talk about it anyways. And that is AEW also added like 3 matches on the to World's End 0 hour show, which will be Tony Storm, who believes she's the newcomer, will be in action taking on Layla Gray in the singles competition. Uh, and other matches, we got Jeff Jarrett will be facing off against QT Marshall, in a one-on-one match, to determine who's better. Finally, like we got the very incredible Outrunners taking on Top Flight. Outrunners and Top Flight teaming up to take on the explosive group of Leo Rush and Action Andretti and the hard-hitting Murder Machines, which is most specifically Brian Cage and with Lance Archer. Like fans can expect here. And I watch some highlights, and Big Boom AJ is very pretty good in the ring. Like I have to admit, like he may not be the best like Brian Daniels, but anyways, yeah. Let's move on to the final prediction, which the last one, which it's who was in that match? Who's in another match? Oh yeah, it's Outrunners, Top Flight against Action Andretti, Leo Rush, and the Murder Machine. Which I think it will be the Outrunners and Top Flight. Why not? Because they need to have their moment. Like give them a feel good moment on the pay per view. Like then Anthony Kama is seeing like both Turbo Floyd and Truth Magnum are future tag team champions, and I'm gonna predict it just like my boy Simon Miller said, which we both said actually. We're rooting for the Outrunners to become AEW Tag Team Champions by the upcoming year of 2025, and I can see that happening. Whether if it's on All In or maybe or even Double Nothing, or at least All Out, or maybe even Forbidden Door. I just hope that they get that push and that they need it and become tag team champions. They have that look, they have that R, they have that what's that other word? They have that material in them, like that shows that speaks out like next champions in the business or in the company, I guess you could say. Something like that. Yeah. And if AEW does not do that, I think they're doing a horrible mistake not doing so. But let's move on to the next slide. Let's talk about the final thoughts on AEW World's End. Like it says, AEW World's End's pay-per-view promises to deliver high drama, incredible matches, and storylines with solid matches such as John Moxley versus Orange Cassidy versus Jay White versus Hangman Adam Page, and Will Ospreay facing Kyle Fletcher, and Konosuke Takeshita taking on Powerhouse Hobbs, and many more. Again, not to mention one match in particular. Well, 2 matches in particular, actually, but I'm not going to get into that just at this time. But matches, it's definitely a show that fans should miss. Shouldn't miss. I should not miss, I should say, if I was desperate of looking for that word. But as a reminder, Ringside News will have live play-by-play coverage, of the event, over the our AEW World's End section. And it says right here, where to watch World's End. It says right here that AEW World's End will be taking place on December 28th, at the addition then at the in the addition with that financial arena in Orlando, Florida, which rumor has it that a homeless man that's gonna be in the typhoon and watching in the audience, which I'm not sure what he's going to do. Hopefully, he's going to stop John Moxley from making somebody drink that toxic water. I would thank him so much for that. But moving on, we got the 0 hour pre-show, which will be airing at 6:30 p.m. Eastern, and the main show will start at 8 p.m. Eastern. And fans all over the world can watch the event on Thriller TV. Which that's probably the most convenient way to get your streaming from. What if you're outside of the United States or not? This will be the most suggested way to watch it. But it says but But who do you think is going to win the Continental Classic tournament, and who's going to win the rest of those matches, like whether championship matches or non-title fights or whatever match, like which most likely like rivalries or championships or both? Let me know in the comments. Which already gave you my predictions, like not so long ago, but it was a little while back. But yeah, I'm looking forward for those two matches. Like, yeah, because yeah, ever since they joined AEW, or even at the other company of WWE, like I've been a massive fan of theirs, and I sure hope that they both get the W. Well, one of them's probably not going to get the W, all things that outside interference, while the other one's going to get a guaranteed dub and remains like surround themselves with gold. But we're gonna talk plenty of that like later on tonight because make sure to stick around for probably almost how many hours from now when the AEW World's End comes on, like in the next 8 hours. But yeah, make sure to stay tuned for that. But moving on, we got some very intriguing news from on over in but this time will be in February 1st, like and it will be in a to go in this direction onto this rivalry. Like so, yeah, like kudos to yeah of WWE for doing that. But let's venture into it. Like which it was officially announced on this last night's episode of Friday Night SmackDown, December 27th, and it says. WWE brought their December 27th episode of SmackDown to the to the Miley Arena, like in Tampa, Florida. Like that was a big show, like as the Blue Brand closes out 2024. Like and the final segment like of the night, like followed up on big storylines, and it says right here that on Saturday night's main event, like Kevin Owens fought Cody Rhodes with the undisputed WWE Championship on the line. Like that make that match saw the American Nightmare retain his championship, like in a controversial fashion. Like, but the ending wasn't like so great for Cody as Kevin Owens Cody Rhodes up like at the end like, of the match, like and laid in a devastating pile driver, like the same move that that has been like made more than clear that it is illegal. Like then he stole the Winged Eagle Championship during like this week's Friday SmackDown. Nicholas the Ridiculous Aldis addressed that situation like during the closing segment of the show. And SmackDown started off with Nicholas the Ridiculous Aldis saying that Kevin Owens must return that stolen title by the end of the show, or he would face a big time repercussion like later on in the show. Like Kevin Owens cut an interview like from his car, like where he said he deserves to have the Winged Eagle Championship like belt. Like he also didn't care about all this like ultimatum like as he said he will only meet with the SmackDown GM under his terms like alone like in the ring like with just the two of them like when the time like came Nicholas Aldis like told Kevin Owens like to the right thing like and hand over the Winged Eagle title. Owen saw it like as the worst thing he could do like because it's the only bargaining chip like he has to get another shot at Cody Rhodes' undisputed WWE championship. He felt cheated after Cody beat him in the controversial fashion at Saturday night's main event, like because he said he had the American Nightmare beat. Nicholas Aldis like wasn't about making deals as he meant like that Kevin Owens like would suffer consequences if he doesn't give the title back. So that would mean over Owens never steps in a WWE ring again at that point. Like Cody Rhodes, came out with his actual undisputed championship. Aldis told Cody to leave and let him handle things, but Cody Rhodes wasn't going to do that. And Cody Rhodes said he doesn't want Kevin Owens to hand over the title, as he doesn't want to make a martyr a mar a martyr a martyr about a mar- a martyr about someone who wants to be a martyr. Like the American Nightmare made it clear that he doesn't wrestle for himself anymore. Like, you don't wrestle for himself anymore. He does it for his family, his fans, and so many others who have put faith in him. And it says right here, Kevin Owens started to talk, and Cody told him to shut up with a very demanding, loud voice. Then, Rhodes, said he wants a match where the referee isn't going to stop what he's going to do to KO. At that time, and Cody and Nicholas spoke off on the microphone for a moment, and then Cody pro, pro, yeah, proposed a ladder match against Kevin Owens, with like for both of those title belts. At the time, Nicholas the Ridiculous Aldis booked a ladder match for the Royal Rumble on February 1st in Indianapolis, Indiana, at the Lucas Oil Stadium. After that, Owens jumped Cody and left him in the ring to close out the show. This is a lot of history between Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens. After the WWE Bad Blood 2024 Premium Live event, Owens attacked Cody Rhodes in the parking lot. Later on, Owens said that whatever happens to Randy Orton, it was Cody Rhodes' fault. Owens had previously laid Orton out with a pile driver during the November 8th episode of SmackDown. We will have to see what is next for the undisputed WWE champion, but Cody Rhodes will now close out 2024 with the undisputed WWE title around his arm. What's your take on Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes' rivalry so far? And do you think it's going to end at the Royal Rumble once they finally see who deserves to be WWE champion? Or what is your take onto this matter? Which I think it should end, and then this is where we could go see Kevin Owens and visit his feud again. What's his name? Sami Zayn. Which he's they kind of teased especially yesterday. They kind of teased Sami Zayn would make the move to SmackDown. So I would say maybe this will be a best decision making moment. If they're gonna do this little trading thing of the draft, at least bring Sami Zayn over to SmackDown and bring whoever they want to be going to Raw from SmackDown. They could do an exchange with that said wrestler. Excuse me. But moving on, we got okay, what's taking so long? But yeah, we're gonna get into the next news. Excuse me for a moment. Okay, next up we got more WWE news, and it says right here we got Angel Umberto finally gets WWE Tag Team merch after a viral comments. After viral comments, let me rephrase that with a capital plural, like. And it says right here, Angel Garza and Humberto Carrillo, like collectively known as Los Garza, like now like have official WWE Tag Team merchandise, marking like a milestone for the duo after years of crafting their own T-shirts. Fans are thrilled when WWE released the design following Angel's viral comments like last month about their lack of official team gear. Like in November, like Angel like shocked fans by pointing out that despite like being an official tag team since 2021, he and Humberto Carrillo like had yet to receive their own WWE merch. Like instead, the two relied on self-made T-shirts during appearances, like a detail like that resonated like with fans, like and amplified calls like for an official release. Like WWE responded with a sleek Los Garza T-shirt, like now like available on the WB shop. Like the description, like on the site, like celebrates the duo's high flying luchador like style and signature charisma. Following the footsteps of their forefather Angel Garza and Humberto Carrillo, like proudly like embodied like silky smooth luchador like style like in an aerial excellent like with Angel Umberto's name printed across like the front of the stylish spine like graphic like that runs down the back like there's no doubt you consider them to be the backbone of the tag team division. And yeah, I totally agree. And I just don't understand why they didn't get they don't get their due yet. Like even though I said it once, even though I'm not the biggest fan of them, like even though like I am somewhat of it, like 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 I just don't like me general. Like I just don't like to see wrestlers getting buried. And I hope that WWE finds a way that they do become tag team champions in their future. And yeah, since they became a team, like after they got called up to the main roster, like in that year 2021. No, I think they got called up in 2020. Like, yeah, because they were separated like at first, but this were yeah. They were separated like at first, like get their own guys at the single star. Well, first they kind of paired Garza with Andrade, the feud with the Street Profits at first, and then Humberto Carrillo was just the mid card babyface at the time that teamed with the likes of like Rey Mysterio or Dominic Mysterio before he was dirty. But yeah, but I hope that we do see them become tag team champions, like at least once, like by in the next year or so, like or even 2025. Like if I'm being completely honest, but let me know, yeah, comments below. Do you think they ever will, or do you think there's gonna be underrated tag teams like in this period of time? But I'm gonna let you guys to decide what's your take on to this, and I also want to ask you assassinators, what I was about to say. Well, oh yeah, like, and what your reaction for them to finally get some merchandise? And yeah, this is completely shocking for me. I never thought that was accurate. Like I always thought they did had merchandise that was sold on WWE's website, but not until now because like from a month ago, like after Angel Garza pointed out, which I'm totally glad he did. So him and his their cousin, I was about to say brother, but they do act like brothers, but they're really cousins. They finally did got their due, and they did finally they finally got like what they wanted in WWE next to winning tag team gold together. And I'm very happy and proud and glad that they did finally got what they were trying to get from the over the last 3 years of being the tag team, which I think this was like a horrible move from WWE at the time for not giving them merchandise in the first place. But moving on, like we're going to continue to talk about a little bit, like what Angel took to Twitter to celebrate the launch of Encourage like fans to show like their support, like and this is what he wrote, like if you like our matches, this is the way to support us, like and you'll have more Garzas on your TV like from by responding to a fan about the matter. Like Los Garza's new merch, like released like a represents like a major step for the duo who continue to grow their presence like in WWE's tag team division. Nice shirt. But yeah, I'm very happy. I'm so glad they finally got their merchandise that's finally selling in WWE. Something that they should have done in the first place, in my opinion. Like, and I'm very surprised. I always thought they did have some merchandise like already been like a long time ago, but I guess I was dead wrong. But I'm finally liking to see like somebody like finally getting that opportunity, like and all because they independently start selling merch on their own, which that's I believe that rule is over for them like more wrestle side hustles, which I like that topic. Like maybe some of y'all probably say it's because y'all you read a certain wrestler's magazine, which I'll say even if that did, even if they did not have a magazine, I probably would still genuinely love wrestle styles. And I like the idea of wrestlers like come up with extra money, like along with them getting paid their salary like every year in whatever wrestling company they're under a contract with, whether it's WWE, AEW, TNA, or even like New Japan or whatever company that does that. Now, yeah, will pay you like yearly, but there's no such thing as too much money when it comes to having plenty of expenses to pay. Like, so you're gonna need as much cash shows that you need much as possible. And yes, sir, ma'am, I kind of made that saying up when it comes to nickname to the another word for money. But, but yeah, but I want to ask you one more question before I go move on to the next news. Would like to buy Los Garza's merchandise on WWEshop.com? Which if I could afford it, I would low key would show my support and and buy a pair. But unfortunately, I just don't. Yeah, let me know in the comments below what your what you would do like about this merchandise that's finally being sold in WWE, which is Los Cigars as merch like of them being a tag team. But we got some back to AEW news like of how many ticket sales they have like for AEW World's End, and can it top last year's numbers in question? Well, we can explain that as soon as we get a venture into the story, saying as AEW's World's End pay per view approaches, like ticket sales have become a hot topic, of wrestler ticks, like provided like a detailed like update like just hours before the December 28th event at Addition Financial Arena in Orlando, Florida. Like according to their data, like 6,347 tickets have been disputed, 538 still available. The current setup seats with 6,885 fans, meaning AEW is close to selling out venue. In their update, Wrestle TIX noted AEW Worlds in Saturday, December 28th, 2024. Both start at in addition 7 p.m. I believe Eastern. It says right here. In addition, Financial Arena in Orlando, Florida, is available with tickets at with 538 current setup, with 6,885 tickets disputed, in 6,347 morning update, in a plus 36 since the last update of day ago, with December 27, 2023. But yeah, and yeah, Dynamite at 5,729. Last year, Worlds in at the NASA at the Nazul Veterans Memorial Coliseum, which had over 10,093 fans in attendance. Comparing this year's numbers to last year's, the 2023 World's End event at the Nasasu Veterans Memorial Coliseum drew an impressive 10,093 fans, while this year's show won't reach those heights. The steady climb in ticket contribution up 36 in just a day doesn't really demonstrates the strong interest in AEW's final pay-per-view of the year, with a stacked card featuring the Continental Classic Finals, a Tijuana Street Fight for the AEW Women's World Championship, a fatal four-way match for the AEW Men's World Championship. Promises to deliver a night full of comparison to last year's attendance, raises questions about the event's current setup, and whether AEW can sustain its momentum heading into 2025. And here's the reports from WrestleTix on and do you do you think this is not even close to getting any better from last year's event? Which I'll say that's one thing, but when it comes to the show, maybe it could be better. But I'll be the judge of that. Some tells me the main event won't be as better as the one last year with Samoa Joe taking on MJF, and they revealed that, and Adam Cole revealed that he was the mystery devil that was attacking everybody. Which I think that was the match of the night. Which I believe I said so myself. Well, what's it called was the match, the second match, best match of the night, Eddie Kingston winning the Continental Championship. And I would say the worst match probably was when Christian Cage regained the TNT champ after Adam Copeland beat him for that title. But yeah, y'all can check that out on my review video on the other channel at Super Ninja Austin 213. But yeah. But I think there's gonna be a couple other matches that's gonna be really good. And like I said before, on plenty of my videos, it the Golden Trophy Award of the best match don't have to be in the main event card. It could be on any other card, on the match, but I'm not gonna get into it. Plus, I don't even know what's gonna be happening, let alone it even be coming on yet. So how I'm gonna know anything if I don't even know what match is going to start off first, and that's going to keep going ahead until the main event, which will be the Fatal 4-Way match. But yeah, let me know down in the comment section right down below. And if you watch the show, I'm gonna ask you the question, what AEW World's End pay-per-view did you like better? Was it 2023 or 2024? Some might say AEW is not like what it used to be, especially ever since Cody Rhodes left. That may be true in some capacity, but at the same time, still hanging in there, and they're still getting some somewhat high numbers, like even though it's not enough to beat WWE, but that kind of does not matter, like because they should be worrying about their own company, which they have been, like because you can tell because they roughly like take any jabs at the other company, like when it comes to like promo use or when it comes to a former wrestler over the other company, like they just say that like when it makes sense onto into the storyline about their experience in the wrestling business. But yeah, let me know down in the comments. I think they're doing pretty good. Actually, I think like it's just everybody else's taste. Like you might, it's like I don't know, like a favorite movie or a favorite music or a favorite snack that you would like. Like for an example, I'm trying to think what could be like could be a favorable snack and what could be the most hated, like at the same time. Or not the most hated, I'd say something that you would probably get sick of if you eat it too much. And that's probably what the case is right here with AEW. Like they liked it at first and they loved watching it for a while. But unlike yours truly, the assassin, like which he will never get tired of watching AEW because AEW is that good, like next to second to WWE, of course, because WWE are raising the bar higher and higher more than it ever been. Like probably since like the ruthless aggression era days. Like they've been doing pretty fantastic numbers, which I hope they stay that way. Hopefully that they continue doing their thing while AEW do theirs because they're the top two favorable American wrestling shows in all of the industry of professional wrestling. But but yeah, moving on, eh, we got final betting odds like for the pay-per-view of World's End. Like and AEW World's End like is said to be one of the most exciting pay-per-views yeah, of the year, like with a lineup of matches that fans won't want to miss. Like the final betting odds are now like out, like giving like fans an idea of who might win. In addition, like in the addition financial arena in Orlando, Florida on December 28th. We're going to start things off with the first semifinals of the Continental Classic, and that is the rainmaking bitch man Kazuchika Okada taking on the one and only Ricochet. With according to betting odds, like with that provided like by online bet or bet online, I mean, Kazuchika Okada has the edge over Ricochet. Unfortunately, like in the Continental Classic, like semifinals, like with a already feel like with 400 with a negative 400 like in his favor, while Ricochet still have a positive 250 odds like in the underdog position. And it says right here that on the other semifinals match between Will Ospreay and Kyle Fletcher, Will Ospreay and Kyle Fletcher will battle it out like if they're Vegeta and Goku of Dragon Ball Z, like in the Continental Classic, like semifinals, like and the odds are in Will Ospreay's favor at just negative 1,000, while Kyle Fletcher only still got a remaining 600 a positive 600 betting odds. And it says right here that on the international championship between Powerhouse Hobbs and Kyle Fletcher. It says right here yeah, Konosuke Takeshita will put his international championship on the line against the dominant Powerhouse Hobbs. Are as per the betting odds, like Takeshita is the overwhelming favorite, like with 300 no 3,000. What's that 100? 3,000 negative 3,000 odds. Like while Hobbs is the clear underdog with a positive 800 odds against him. Now we got the TBS Championship match, which we got some, yeah, very intriguing match for the TBS champion with champion CEO Mercedes Moné taking on Kristen Statlander for the second time, like of this year and overall, like with Mercedes Moné will defend her TBS championship against Kristen Statlander yet again in a high anticipated match. Like with Mercedes have the edge, and no, not Adam Copeland. I forgot about that because he's probably going to be making his way to Asheville, North Carolina on the first episode of Dynamite in 2025 when they simulcast with Max. But with her having the negative 550 odds favored, while Kristen is sitting at the underdog 325 plus odds, and you got MJF taking on Adam Cole, baby, the second most intriguing betting odds of this topic. It says right here that MJF will defend his Dynamite Diamond ring against Adam Cole, baby, in what's expected to be a highly personal match. When MJF has the negative 275. Unfortunately, well, for me being an Adam fan, so I'm exactly going to say that. Well, Adam Cole is at the underdog of still of a remaining plus 185 odds. So it's expected to be a very close match that could go either way. And then we also got the Tijuana Street Fight for the AEW Women's World Championship match, which is Thunder Rosa taking on Mariah May, where Mariah May will defend her AEW Women's World Championship against Thunder Rosa, in a highly dangerous Tijuana street fight. Mariah May has an overwhelming 3,000 negative odds in her favor, so she's expected to win against Thunder Rosa, who has still have remaining of a plus 900 odds against her. And then we also got the finally, last but not least, the AEW World Championship Fatal 4-Way match, with Jon Moxley, the champion, will defend against Hangman Adam Page, Freshly Squeezed Orange Cassidy, and Switchblade Jay White, with the betting odds is at a negative 3,000 in favor of Moxley, unfortunately. Which I already knew they could win because it looks like they're tying in for who's going to tying in for a feud with somebody else that could indeed possibly gonna dethrone the current AEW champ, but but the Fresh Squeeze Orange Cassidy, being at plus 700 odds, he is followed by Jay White that has a positive 1,000, while Hangman Adam Page got 1,400 odds respectively. But the final thoughts on World's End 2024, the AEW World's End pay-per-view promises to deliver high drama, incredible matches, and storylines with solid matches such as Jon Moxley versus Orange Cassidy versus Jay White versus Adam Page, Will Ospreay facing Kyle Fletcher, Kadoshi Kitagawa taking on Powerhouse Hobbs, and even more. But who do you predict that's going to win? And are you going to go on Bet Online to bet who you're going to that's going to win? And do you think that everything's all accurate? Well, I think most of it is very accurate, except for one of those matches, which I'm going to get into probably later on tonight, if it does happen. But either way, let me know in the comment section right down below. But I just think most of these matches is going to happen with these wrestlers are going to win what if it's a normal match or a ring match or a championship match, which I think most of the championships are going to be retained. Just saying. But let's move on to the next slide. But this is where Dad. But we're going to move on. We got next off, we got some Max Caster slams, AEW for editing, rap referencing Luigi McGeon during December 27th Rampage. Max Caster, known for his controversial and often edgy raps, has once again found himself at odds with AEW's editorial decisions like during the December 27th episode of Rampage. One of Caster's raps was edited out like of the broadcast, like, and the AEW star like didn't hesitate to out the company like for the move. And it says right here, like, taken to Twitter, like Max Caster like vented his frustrations, accusing AEW of disrespecting like his work and the art like of hip hop. Like, since they cut it is what he had to say, like while tweeting this on the platform, like, since they cut my rap again, here's what I said, like, whoever decided to chop it, like, chop it up, like, is a coward, like, and has no respect for what I do or for hip hop, like AEW. Like, the rap question, like, including references to Luigi Guion, like, or Guion, or Gioni, Luigi Gioni, I believe that's how it's pronounced. Like, if the celebrity's what's called, of course, Italian. Like, but anyway, it says who is currently on trial, like, for the alleged assassination of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson, like, a topic like that has become a hot button issue. Caster's un, unedited lines like feature like sharp commentary during Chris I don't mess with you, the learning tree, like, Jericho is so high, like, I think he's burning trees, like, he's getting smoked like a a biddy, like, and Bowen's lights you up like his name is Luigi, like, and you better worry about your welfare, like you work like for United Healthcare. Which you gotta admit, even though it was kind of controversial, but you gotta admit that was very catchy, like, in a way. Maybe AEW probably have a point, like, because like, if it has something to do like with a with a federal, like a federal, like, I say, what's that, like, something federal like that, and something that's very serious, and something like that, like a crime has been committed like that, like, from that said person, like, and even if you reference it by name dropping or referring to that, like, that's still, if everybody catches it, that's not going to look good for the company. Like, that's going to bring in, like, that's going to be bad PR for AEW. So I kind of understand why they did what they did. But AEW decides to cut the rap from the final broadcast, like, appears to stem like from its controversial content, but Caster sees it as in infringement on his creative freedom, like, by sharing like the uncut version like on Twitter. He ensured like that his words reached fans even if they didn't air it on Rampage. Like, this isn't the first time Max Caster's rap have stirred tensions like with AEW, like as his bold like approach, like often often challenges like the fine line like between the creative expression like and the corporate